Okay, hi guys. So we've just finished the subsection on nervous control, and that's how your central nervous system and your brain send messages around your body and what kind of effect that has. Today we're going to be going into something that's a bit different, but quite similar. In fact, it's called chemical control, and it's the body's use of chemicals and the production of chemicals in the body and the effect that has on the body and the ability for the body to change itself based on what's happening in the environment, what you're seeing, what you're doing, and what the effect that has on your body. So we'll start off by comparing the things that we've done with what we're going to be doing today. So the nervous system, as you probably know by now, it is a method of, it's a system in your body that allows your brain to communicate with your body. If you get burnt by something, you pull your hand away immediately. If you've got something coming towards you, like a car, then you can respond by stopping moving so you don't walk in front of a car. And these kind of things involve a stimulus response. There's something that happens in front of you or something that happens to your skin, and it passes through the nervous system. And of course, this happens very, very quickly. This messages that pass along your nervous system travel at about 430 kilometers per hour. Now, the endocrine system is what we're going to be studying today. And the endocrine system involves the function of all these different organs throughout your body. And then we're learning exactly what these organs are, what their names are, and what they're doing. It acts a little bit slower than the nervous system. So the endocrine system releases chemicals into the blood, and essentially the reaction that your body exhibits after a certain stimulus happens at the speed of blood. It happens as fast as your body can carry these chemicals from wherever it starts to wherever it goes, how in the speed of the blood supply. So it's the speed of how fast your heart can pump the blood to the place where it's going to have its effect. So I'll start off by, first of all, going into the definitions of some of the things that we'll be talking today. So the endocrine system contains all these different glands, organs. So a gland is an organ in the body that releases chemical messengers, that is hormones, that have a particular effect on the body. So we'll be discussing at length about what the glands do and how they have an effect on the body. And essentially what they do, so these glands, all of them here, the thyroid, the parathyroid gland, the thymus, the pancreas, the adrenal gland, the ovaries, the testicles, these are all different glands in your body. So remember, a gland is an organ in the body that releases chemical messengers. These are the things that have specialized functions that release hormones into the body and have an effect on your body in some way. So a hormone is a chemical messenger that has a specific effect on target cells. So we use the word target cells, and we'll go into exactly what that is later, but essentially it's just a target cell is a cell in which the hormone has an effect on. So hormones released by a gland, one of these glands release a hormone, and this hormone has some kind of effect on the body. So the endocrine response, by the endocrine response, I mean how it has an effect. The response that the endocrine system has based on what's happening in the body involves, first of all, two parts of the brain, the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. The hypothalamus is a part of the brain that's in constant contact with your body. It's constantly monitoring what's going on in your body. If its body's too hot, if you don't have enough glucose in your bloodstream, all kinds of different things. If the body doesn't have enough water for all the cells to function correctly. The hypothalamus knows that that's going on. It's in constant contact with your body. Whenever something is not right about your body, it's out of balance a little bit, the hypothalamus lights up. And in a way, it informs the pituitary gland. So the hypothalamus releases something, a chemical that affects the pituitary gland. And depending on what the chemical is, it causes the pituitary gland to release a certain hormone into the bloodstream. So remember, chemical messengers, hormones, glands. The glands release the hormones. These are chemical messengers that run through the bloodstream and have an effect on the body in some way. So let's have a look at the endocrine response. So I know this is full of text and you're probably thinking, oh, how am I going to remember this all? But it's all pretty straightforward. So the first thing that happens when your hypothalamus detects a change in your body that's not good for your body, like you're overheating, or you need water, or there's not enough glucose, you haven't eaten enough food, there's not enough energy in your bloodstream for your cells to use correctly. The hypothalamus detects this change in the body. The hypothalamus then sends chemical messengers, i.e. hormones, to the pituitary gland, and this is all in the brain, so it has nothing to do with the rest of your body just yet. So it sends chemical messages to the pituitary gland, and it's quite close, so it happens almost instantaneous. The pituitary gland then releases other chemical messages, other hormones, into the bloodstream. So as soon as the pituitary gland has been activated in a certain way, it starts releasing all these hormones throughout the body. These hormones cause the gland to release specific hormones into the bloodstream. So the pituitary gland runs through the bloodstream, it goes to almost every cell, but it only has, depending on what type of hormone it is, it only has an effect on particular glands through your body. And before you saw there was a whole bunch of different glands in the body. These hormones cause the glands to release specific hormones into the bloodstream. And again, this bloodstream is going through the whole body. And the reason it doesn't have an effect on the whole body is because it's shaped in a certain way that it's only going to affect particular parts of the body. These specialized hormones then act on target cells and cause them to change in some way. So these specialized hormones that have been released by the glands in the body, by a particular gland in the body, has only got an effect on target cells, on specific cells, and cause them to change in some way. After this, the cells have changed in some way, they perform some kind of action. The effect is finally to return the body to its normal state. So we started off with a change in the body. The body needs something to happen. It's in some kind of situation that's not good for it. This is the response that your body has until finally it returns to its normal state through the actions of glands and hormones. Okay. So the hypothalamus, as we mentioned, monitors and controls a whole bunch of different parts of your body, a whole bunch of different functions of your body. It monitors body temperature. So if you've been exercising and your body's overheating a little bit, it can sense that and it actually responds in a certain way through that process that we went through before. It also monitors metabolic rate. So remember, metabolism is the extraction, the bringing out of energy from the food that you eat. So you eat your food, you digest it, it releases energy, and this energy is used for whatever function the body needs. So the hypothalamus monitors how much energy you're getting out of your food. It also monitors your water content in your body. So we're about 72% water. So if we didn't have any water in our body, we would not survive. If it goes down a certain level, your body doesn't do the things that it should be doing to survive. So there's vital organs in your body that need a lot of water for them to actually process in the way that they should be. So the hypothalamus monitors all of these, and depending on whether you need more energy, whether your body needs to cool or it needs to heat up, and whether your body needs water or needs to get rid of more water, that has the effect on the body. The hypothalamus communicates with the pituitary gland, and that releases hormones, and that has an effect on the body, and so on and so forth. So let's have a look at exactly how hormones work, and when they get released into your blood, why it doesn't affect all your body. And it's much like how an enzyme has an effect on a particular type of food. Remember, there's different enzymes that break down certain types of food. In the same way, the hormone is a particular shape. The shape of the hormone, which is a chemical in your body, determines whether it reacts with one cell or another cell. So if a hormone is going to react with, say, a muscle cell, it needs to be a certain shape. It needs to be produced by a certain gland to be that certain shape. And therefore, if it's in the bloodstream and it gets attached to a certain cell, it's going to have a specific response to that cell and therefore have a specific response in the body. So hormones, think of them as a lock and key mechanism, like we learnt with enzymes. So it's a very similar kind of effect. The particular shape determines what kind of effect it has. So controlling how it controls the internal environment of your body. Now, don't worry about the fact that this is really quite complex to look at. Just focus on what my cursor is looking at. This is basically showing you how your body responds to certain things. So your body works best in certain environments. It works best when the temperature is regulated at a certain temperature. It's not too hot, not too cold. It also works best at certain water contents, if there's enough water, not too much and not too little. It works best if there's enough energy. It works best if there's enough oxygen. Also, if the wastes are being excreted in the right way. So the first thing that happens is there's an imbalance in the body. Let's say you're too hot. What happens is the change is detected, and that's by the hypothalamus. Then it has an effect on the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland releases hormones into a control center. The control center is a certain gland in your body. This releases hormones and has an effect on effector muscles or cells, specific cells that will have an effect, therefore, and change in response to this stimulus. And therefore, what happens is the imbalance is corrected. This whole process is called homeostasis. So homeostasis is the maintenance of the body's internal environment. And the reason why this happens is because the body's continuously fluctuating and going up and down in things like energy, glucose in your blood, which provides energy for your cells, oxygen in your cells. It's continuously fluctuating in temperature based on the environment, but it can't fluctuate beyond certain levels. The human body cannot survive at temperatures a few degrees above 37 degrees. If you measure your body temperature right now, it'll be around 37 degrees, regardless of if it's 10 degrees outside or if it's 40 degrees outside. So to maintain a healthy body function, for the cells to actually perform what they can do correctly, these things need to be maintained. And the process whereby that happens is the endocrine system reacting and then causing an effect in the body. Okay, so these videos are going to be 15 minutes long. I'm going to stop it there. This is going to be lesson 1, and I'm going to continue this with specific responses. Okay, thank you.